Hello everyone, this is Money Mom. Welcome to the channel. This is the last week of the series of the best money saving tips. I've created a playlist for this, which I'm going to link at the end of this video. I hope that you guys have learned some new ideas. Before starting the video, I want to tell you two quick things. Number one, I'd love to know from this series, if you've been following it on Sunday mornings, have you learned any new tip that you've not used before or that maybe you're doing now or you've incorporated? I'd love to hear about it. And one other thing, I actually did some research from the AARP magazine. They have some money saving tips that they came out with, and I took kind of what I call the best of the best, ones that maybe I think I might not have mentioned, and I'll do a separate video on that down the road, okay? So the first, and I'm going to rapid fire these and not belabor each one because there's quite a few of them, and I'd rather just get them all done in one video rather than having this series go on for every Sunday for several months. Okay, the first is comparing rates on prescriptions. Many of you said that if you do take prescriptions that there's different rates. Sometimes you can get specials and samples from your actual doctor. Some of you use special discount cards, things like that. So do that. One of you mentioned that, you know, couponing isn't what it used to be, but you still get coupons and things in the mail. Many people just throw that stuff away. Said look through it and see if there's something you can actually use, because, you know, you may have something that would be useful to you that you would like to have. It could be, you know, 10% off, or get a $50 gift card if you switch your prescription. It could be anything. So really take time to look through things that come in your actual mail. Okay, number three, and this is one, copycat any expensive recipes or things that you want to make. Like if you really don't feel it's in your budget to go out to eat, but you like some of the special foods, you know, look them up on YouTube, which is fabulous, and see if you can, you know, recreate that at home. I've done that and it's been fairly successful. Not everything has turned out exactly right, but it's been pretty successful. The one thing I don't seem to be able to copycat very well though are Starbucks drinks, but a lot of the other desserts and things come out pretty good. Okay, number four, which kind of goes with that, substitute ingredients. Let's say you want to make a soup and you don't have an ingredient. Well, use something else. We don't have to always run to the store and get those ingredients. And I know this is just came to mind. I might be doing these little quick things that pop through my mind here that I didn't write down, but I want to add. One of the shoppers, when I was doing a product demo, he's from Minnesota, by the way. I love my Minnesota folks. And he was telling me that one way that he saves money is that he buys his spices at different stores that have a bulk section, you know, especially if he doesn't need a lot. But he said, gosh, he said, the other day I needed some bay leaves. And he said at the store it was going to cost me $5, but when I bought them at the bulk store, it was 20 cents. And so, you know, go to a bulk store if you can buy some of these things, which is a really good idea. Okay, one of you said that you shop the Goodwill by the pound, or you shop by the pound. I've never done that before, but it says you said you save a lot of money doing that. Okay, one of you mentioned that you make extra money fixing and selling sewing machines. Thought I would throw that out there. I don't know if any of you enjoy sewing, but I mean, that is a wonderful skill to have, because it probably helps with a lot of areas. Okay, number 7, use Microsoft Rewards and cash out gift cards. Thought that was kind of interesting. Hey, gift cards can come in handy as gifts to you and gifts to others. Okay, this is another one that one of you wrote. You get many of your dental treatments through dental schools and beauty treatments and all that through beauty schools. So if you can do that and save some money, why not? One of you mentioned you make your own dog food. That's another one. One of you said that you don't have it in your budget. You're on a retirement income to be buying everybody gifts, but you know their favorite food, so you give food gifts to a select few people. Okay, one of you mentioned you refurbish everything that you can to save a lot of money, that you don't just go out and buy stuff. You see what you can use at your house and refurbish it. Okay, one of you mentioned that you save several $100s buying gas at Sam's. And you have a Sam's card, and that's what you do. And I think you mentioned you have a credit card there, and you actually earn rewards as well. So you must do quite a bit of driving, I think. Several of you actually buy gas at Sam's. Okay, another thing that many of you said that you do is so that it doesn't tempt you to go shopping, you've actually removed your credit cards from many of the sites that you used to shop at. That way you have to really think about it before you buy it and enter your credit card, which you don't really feel like doing again, so you don't end up buying it. I think that's brilliant, okay? One of you mentioned because you travel a lot for work that you keep snacks in your car, so that way you've always got something. Now that's going to depend on weather too. You mentioned snacks and drinks, but if it's hot outside, you're not going to probably keep water in your car because then it's going to be warm. Okay, next one is find ways to earn free gift cards. There's always little ways that you may be able to earn free gift cards. It could be from surveys, maybe, you know, buying something at the store. The other day, and I didn't even know I was going to earn it, I bought some cat food that we needed, and I earned a $5 gift card that I could use for another time. So that was good. You can't use it on the same shopping trip, though. Okay, another one, I mentioned this before, which I learned from Frugal Fit Mom. Keep a little basket in your refrigerator and put older items in there, like cheese or cream cheese that maybe you haven't used. Maybe you got some older sour cream or cottage cheese that you need to use up. Put that in there so that you don't forget about it. Maybe even mark that basket. Use these up this week, something like that. You could even put one on the counter with older snack items as well. Okay, one of you said that you cut your hair at home. You looked up a YouTube tutorial video, you practiced, and you keep getting better, and you now cut all of your family's hair. And you mentioned you did get a good hair cutting set, so that you said that you're saving lots of money because you've got several family members, okay? One of you mentioned that you love to garden and you save all the water from the rain. You have little storage containers that you put it in, and that's what you used for. You use that water for several different things, such as watering plants. Okay, we all talk about the library a lot, but there's two things that one of you guys mentioned, actually two different people. One of you told me that you order tickets from the library. Sometimes they'll have discount tickets, or you can even get free tickets for things in the city. So always go to your library and say, hey, do you have any tickets available for free activities in the community? You never know. Or discount tickets. You never know about that. They also can order books or materials for you. And one of you mentioned that sometimes you can even rent out things. Let's say you think you want to buy a bread machine, but you don't know. They may have a bread machine at the library that you could rent out. See if it would be something you'd use. You do it for free. And then if it's something you think you really love, then think about buying it maybe when it's on sale. Okay? One other thing, organize every area of your house. Kind of go through. You can even, put your little different, what I call different areas, like, this is area 1, area 2, area 3, and you could label them, even draw out a little map for yourself. Kind of go through and do that. Organize and declutter. You're going to find things that you realize that you haven't used in a long time. And so then that way, that's going to save you money, because you won't have any of you guys thought you didn't own something and you go out and buy it and realize you already had it at home. That's happened to me before. So the more we declutter and go through our home and just set up little areas, it could be, you could even start off small, like I'm going to do these 2 drawers, okay? I'm going to do this 1 cupboard. It doesn't have to be the whole entire room. Just block it out into little areas. That really makes a big, big difference. Okay, and I always say this, put 1 item back. When you go to the store, look and I always do this, at the end of your shopping, is there anything in the cart that I don't absolutely need this week? What can I live without? Is there something else I have at home like it? Whatever you want to ask, put 1 item back. I also played the this or that game. Okay, Dawn, you like both of these treats? You can have this or that. I mean, at Aldi, I told you guys, I used to buy every holiday center thing. I'd want to buy every single Aldi find, because I'd be like, well, I can only buy it now and it won't be here in the next week, so I better hurry and get it. I would create urgency on myself. Well, I've had all these items from year to year multiple times. The prices on them have increased a lot, and so, I'm getting to the point where I'm just not buying any of it, because I've had it all before. It's not like it's something new, right? That's the thing with me. I love to buy new things, but I'm getting out of that. I'm getting over that. Let's just say that. Okay, keep a list of things that you need, whether it's, color, size, whether it's on your phone, a little notebook in your purse if you carry a purse. And then that way you can look through it before you go shopping. Hey, you can keep a list of all the things you go through quickly. Like maybe you go through milk really fast, or maybe you go through, I don't even know what it would be, half and half, or bread, something like that. Keep a list of those things you go through fast. And then also keep a list of things that maybe you're needing. Maybe little Johnny needs a new pair of shoes, but you haven't found a good pair his size. So write down the sizes of Johnny's, clothing and socks and shoes. And when you're out and you see it on a good deal, you can pick it up. I think that can save a lot of money, but we do need to keep track of all the things that we use a lot and we go through quickly. Like one thing I go through quickly is yogurt. Okay, I mean, I love yogurt. I don't know if you guys do, but I go through yogurt quite quickly. So that's something that I do need to purchase, more often, okay? The next one, set money goals, and you can track them. Tracking is the best way. You can either do it digitally or on paper. And then the other that I put with that in the same thing is embrace change. I mean, change is not easy. I don't like change. I'm just being honest with you. I'd love to say, oh, I love change. I love to pivot. But in order to thrive, especially in 2025, we have to be able to embrace change and be okay with it, and rather than just, fighting against it, because fighting against it could keep us fearful and broke, okay? Plan ahead for holidays or any large expenses. I thought that was good. One of you said wear an apron when you're cooking. That way you don't damage your clothes. Me, I need to wear an apron at all times. Okay, another thing, one of you said that you go to a lot of out-of-business sales, especially when they're like 80% off, and you just see if there's anything that you know that you will use. And one of you said that you do that and then you resell some of those items, which I thought was quite interesting. One of you mentioned you delete apps on your phone if it's causing you to buy a lot of things, because sometimes apps sound like they can save you money, but if you're always buying things you don't need, it could end up costing you money. One of you said you can't afford to own a pet, but you foster a pet instead. And that, I thought that was a really neat idea. Have any of you ever fostered a pet? I think that was great. One of you mentioned also that you absolutely love to get rain checks at times. That's something else that you do. You get rain checks, like if they don't have a sale, if they don't have the item you need at the store, you go up to the service desk and say, hey, can I get a rain check? You don't have this anymore. And they usually write you up a rain check, and then you can come that next week and get it for that sale price. Okay, I kind of already mentioned this already. Take inventory of everything you have in your home and do that often, because that really shows you all the abundance you have. And last but not least, this is the last one, don't use shopping as a hobby. My mother used to say she loved to people watch. Now, I know I went through a lot of stuff today. You're probably like, oh my gosh, but I just kind of wanted to get them all out there, rapid fire them. Am I missing anything that you think I haven't talked about in the last several weeks? Out of all these tips, which ones would you use? I really do want to ask you this question though. What is something that you hadn't heard as a money saving tip over the last few weeks that you think you might like to try? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. That's all I have to say for now. I love you, appreciate you, and I sure hope to see you on the next video. Bye, everybody.